My name is Mike Holt. I work for Washington Gas. I'm a corrosion control supervisor, and I work out of the Forestville office. Actually, what my job is, I have 15 employees that work for me. We cathodically protect all the wrap steel piping in my designated area. A typical day for me is meeting with my guys in the morning, discussing any out of the normal conditions that are coming up on jobs, and helping the guys actually plan their work for that day. Probably the most satisfying thing in my job is actually watching the growth of some of the employees that I have working for me when they diagnose really troubled jobs, tough jobs that they have to do. Being part of that mentorship and stuff, that's probably the most exciting for me. I ended up in the cathodic protection field 3 years after I joined the company. I was working, digging ditches, installing new gas lines, and then I got the opportunity to move into corrosion control group. So I've worked my way up 25 years now, starting at the entry level position, moving my way all the way up to supervisor through the technician fields and stuff. And here I am today. My education got me prepared for this I just have a high school diploma, so actually the algebra, the math classes, and the science classes I took in high school gave me the basis for what I needed. We do some algebraic formulas to do the corrosion work that we do, so that came in handy. And just the basic science knowledge, knowing how gas is lighter than air, that type of thing. So those were really the background of my education in this. Then I went on to take school and classes through one of the NACE courses, which is the National Association of Corrosion Engineers, to further the education in the field that I'm doing. So yeah, anybody that was, especially in high school, if you're looking into this industry is so wide. I mean, you have engineering, you have, the construction aspect, you have the type of cathodic protection work I do. There's all the different challenges that face you, and it's easy to move about once you're in here if, to find a different, whatever it might be your niche. But, their math classes, science classes in high school are very important to bring those skills at least with you to this level. But it is a good industry because it is so diverse. There's so many different aspects of it that, you could probably find something you really enjoy doing. So the job to me personally, how it affects me is, number one, I've got a family. So of course, everybody like in America, we're looking to, take care of our family. So it's a really good industry for that. I got a good job, I got good benefits, that type of thing. Also, the work that I do is it's self-motivated type of work, where you have to be a self-motivated type of person to get out, work through all these different scenarios to find that needle in a haystack, if you will. And so it's always kept me going, and as I've grown into the supervisor role now I just have 15 of them, that have 15 people that have pretty much the same. I'm surrounded by people a lot like me. So I think this field draws that type of a person. So it's been a pleasure, as far as taking care of them too, is making sure, they have what they need to do their job. So.